ready to join the chat as we talk everything about footy. Here at the NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. Here are your hosts, PJ and Breno.
Everyone, welcome to our NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. I'm Breno, and of course, who's this? PJ. Good on you, PJ. A bit cold, mate.
I'm freezing. It's so cold in Sydney today. I've got my bunnies hat on. Do I look good? Let me know in the comments. Good?
Looking
or
hot.
Crap? Let me know.
Yes, welcome to our podcast. Don't forget to comment away, everyone, as we go along, and we'll share your comments and have a little bit of chat about everything footy. How did you go round 17? What do you reckon about the games this week, PJ?
I thought there were a lot of upsets.
Yeah.
We're here as your
upset.
tippers extraordinaires, and we don't seem to get a lot of tips right at the moment. The Bulldogs upsetting the Sharks. I didn't see it. I honestly didn't see it. You look at the stats from that game, Sharks absolutely win. You think the Sharks win possession, they had far less missed tackles, better line breaks, everything was in the Sharks' favour, but the scoreboard.
What was
amazing,
Nico,
but the
Knights Hines thinking, like, right in front of the post. What are you doing?
I do not know what I'm doing.
The Knights, yoo-hoo, we smashed it.
Yeah, the Knights. I picked the Eels. Bugger you, Eels.
Yes. I'm one up.
Breno won, so I'm happy for Breno, and South got up over the bye again.
Yeah, I was going to say you're 6 in a row, going for 7 this week. A little bit of breaking news. Let's chuck up a little breaking news thing. So it looks like Chad Townsend looking to leave the Cowboys for the Roosters. And I just noticed a couple of minutes ago on the NRL 9 page that it is a done deal. He's signed away his life to the Roosters.
Wow.
Yeah,
Chad
so
Townsend, all I have to say, what are you thinking? Manu gone, Suali gone, Wira Hargraves gone, Luke Keary gone, Tedesco out of form. Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Anyway, he'll have a great year next year with no backline. I saw Paul Kent went for a mental health claim in court today. Did you see that one? Breaking news.
No.
Yep, for his assault charge, but the judge said no, we're not taking mental health as an excuse. And despite the fact he came off worse for wear with 6 broken ribs because he got suplexed by the bloke he was trying to fight, he's on a 2-year good behaviour bond or similar.
I was waiting for a punchline there. I thought it was going to be a joke.
No, it's an actual news story.
Righto. Okay.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Isn't it breaking news?
Breaking news. All right, let's might just jump into the results from last week. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
Okay, yes. Dogs and Sharks. Wow, what a game. We were just talking about that. Yeah. Close, tough match. Dogs and the Sharks. Golden point field goal from the super boot of Matt Burton, handing the Dogs 15-14 victory over the Sharks. Devastating for my tips. I just can't get the first game up. It's really annoying.
The only good thing about that one is I think most people went Sharks, so if we all get it wrong, it really doesn't matter.
Except for the
but Davey Byrne, my good mate Davey Byrne, he's a mad bulldog. He's out there. Dan Adams, mad bulldog. Congrats, guys. That was a really good win. They're up to 5th or 6th now. They're looking like they might actually play finals footy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've right up there in the top 8, which is bizarre. Anyway. All right, let's have a look at the next game. We've got the Warriors and Broncos. Warriors definitely put their horror loss against the Titans behind them. 32-16 victory over Brisbane. Sucks shit, Brisbane. And over in Auckland. And we said it last week, didn't we? Toss a coin, see what team we get.
Toss a coin.
Warriors putting on a show for the home crowd. Broncos now desperate to get Reynolds back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, when's Reynolds back? Yeah, all the Broncos fans are hurting. They're really struggling at the moment. But if you tipped the Warriors last week, do me a favour. In the comments right now, let us know what medication you're on, because I want to do better in my footy tips. And how do you call that? Like Brisbane, South beat Brisbane the week before.
Yeah.
But Brisbane weren't terrible.
Yeah, so I had a quick look back there. They've lost 4 in a row, so they've dropped out of 8. Yeah.
They didn't play too bad, and the Warriors lost 66-6.
Yeah.
I expected a reaction from them, but that first half especially, I mean, they sealed it in the first half, but, you know, they were a good 80-minute team, the Warriors. The Warriors fans, go to Wars. They're back in there. They're happy. They've got their tongues out. It's all happening in New Zealand at the moment. That's the bounce back they needed after the week they had last week, I tell you now.
Nice work. Good on your Warriors. Yeah, stuffed up my tips even more. Anyway, another sold-out crowd at Newcastle helped push the Knights to a great 34-26 win over the Eels. Knights had 3 debutants too this year, getting their first NRL try in the first game. Will Price did all right, getting over Gutho and Best. Best and Simply the Best. So yeah.
Oh.
There's a bit of merch coming out now for Simply the Bradman Best. Get it from the Night Store. Hey, I've got an impersonation for you, PJ. Too. You ready?
Go.
So who am I?
Gutho.
It's got to be Gutho.
It's got to be Gutho.
He spent 60 to 75 minutes doing that.
Oh, sir. Whinge. Oh, mate. Yeah. I watched that game, and I was very happy, despite the fact I knew you tipped the Knights and I tipped the Eels. I went 0-3 for the weekend, and you got your first tip up. But I watched that game, and Newcastle, I'll tell you now, they've got some grit. They've got some grit, and they hang in games. There are a couple of questionable calls, I think, that went both ways in that match. I don't know what the video ref's doing.
We've always said that.
But, you know...
There's a picture of the new bunker ref.
Oh, there's the bunker right there. And I saw someone come out today. Who was it came out today and had a really great idea? I can't remember who it is. Had a great idea to get more consistency in the bunker. It was in the news. Oh, I just can't think of who it was. But they said, why don't we have the same ref be the bunker for all of the games? So then there's no interpretation difference. It's the same guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought you were going to say the ref on the field like they do with the NFL. Like they have a break and the referee runs over the side and watches his little screen. Like that's an option too, but that's just going to drag it out even more.
Yeah, no, I think in the future the referee could technically be a drone. But we need the video ref getting the calls first. They've got to get it right first, and then go, hey, that was a forward pass, and then they can call the forward, hey, that was an offside, you know, and then he can be out there calling what he sees, but he can also be tipped off the whole game on what they see from the box. Yeah. Good on the Knights. Bad luck, Eels.
Yeah.
I think the Bunnies have you tomorrow night. Bunnies going for 5 in a row. 7 if you count the buys.
All right, did you want to do the next few?
Oh, all right, I'll do this one. Melbourne were boring against the Raiders, 16-6. It was actually a really good game from the Raiders. I think they really hung in there, and Melbourne were clunky, you know, but they got away with the win, 16-6. What do you think of it?
It was very uninspiring, wasn't it? It was. Yeah. I've got a stat here: 0-0 up until the 36th minute. I'm like. I turned it on and go, what is this game even going, or what's happened? They've had a delay or something? Yeah, 0-0. Yeah.
Mate, that South Manly game 2 weeks ago was same sort of reported as one of the worst games in rugby league history to watch. That was a close second. It was pretty average. It was a pretty average game. A lot of mistakes. Yep. And then the Dragons shocked everyone. Except Dragons fans, I guess. You know, my son Chris. Hey, Chris, I know you don't watch, but you might. He's a big Dragons fan, and they were great against the Dolphins. I don't know what's happened. The exact moment South Sydney signed Wayne Bennett, the futures of those clubs
it's weird, isn't it? Yeah, we'll talk about that last week. It is
strange. So the Dolphins didn't really have anyone missing. Tabuai Fido was in, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep. Just couldn't really get their mojo going. The Dragons, really tough resilient, a lot of strength. Zach Lomax had another blinder.
Yeah.
It's just a great season for him. I saw a report today, I don't know if you saw, Breno, that there's rumours that he's now thinking about getting out of his Parramatta deal with the uncertainty around the coach. Looks like Michael Maguire's backed out of that deal, and it's Barrett and Jason Riles. I forget the four that are in the running. But there's rumours around now that Zach Lomax is trying to maybe pull out of that deal and hang out. He's worked out he's a good winger. He's worked out he's a really good winger.
Finally, someone's worked it out. And he's leaving the Dragons,
But credit to Flano. He's doing a fantastic job at the Dragons. He's what they needed. Cookie going there next year is going to be a huge in for them. I still think Terrell Sloan, little bit dodgy for me at fullback, but they've just re-signed him for a few more years. So I'm guessing he thinks he can fix the errors that he makes pretty much every other week. So after that match was the Cowboys 16 beating the Panthers 6. It was a very uninspiring effort from the Panthers. Another upset on the cards, but the Cowboys, is that 5 or 6 of their last 7?
It's every game I haven't tipped them, they've won. So
yeah, so
and that's been a lot lately.
This week. I'll tip them. All right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but the Cowboys, I mean, they were strong. It was a good game, but Penrith just, I don't know, they just have these games.
Missing players.
They just don't turn up
at home too.
You know?
Yeah. Couldn't understand
at home. It was a miserable Sunday game.
Yeah, it was pretty
rained everywhere. The crowd was maybe half full.
That was the theme for the whole weekend, I think, wasn't it?
It's going to be the theme for the.
This
Have you seen the
weekend,
long-term weather forecast? Like seriously,
know.
the whole month. Like,
Last month.
I'm involved in a soccer club. We've had 4 rained-out weekends so far, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another one. We got my team in particular has got 2 makeup games. It's just crazy.
Yeah, some of our local teams, they're having a weekend off. That's great, but then they've got to do all these catch-up games on stupid days of the week. Yeah, luckily, the NRL doesn't do that. But
no. If it's wet, it's good.
Yeah.
NRL says good for football. And then this was the last game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Last Sunday night, the Roosters just keep powering on. The thing that makes me question the Roosters a little bit is they're doing a little bit of what the Sharks have done in the last couple of years, where they're pumping the crap teams. And I'm not saying West Tigers are crap. The lower teams, let's say the lower teams, they're beating them pretty convincingly. Like they're for and against. When you get the points table up, have a look at the Roosters for and against compared to everyone else in the comp.
Yeah,
it's astounding. It's astounding.
They've been winning like this all the time. And there was 2 weeks, not too long ago, they scored over 100 points in 2 weeks.
100 points. It was literally 100 to 70 and 30, I think it was. Yeah.
Like that,
but the Roosters, I mean, they just didn't give the West Tigers any chance whatsoever. No. They controlled the game. It was 18-6 or 20-6 with 20 to go, and then the bunker came up with probably the 2 worst sin bins I've seen in my life. The contact was incidental. It was a penalty at best. Both guys go to the bin and the Roosters pump on and just end up smashing the West Tigers, who didn't deserve it. Even Trent Robinson in the post-game interview said he felt for the West Tigers. Neither of those were sin bins. I just don't get why we keep getting this wrong, Breno.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, would that have caused an injury? And is that something we need to stamp out of the game as a result of the injury? If the answer is no, don't sin bin him.
Yeah.
Simple.
We need to try and figure this sin bin situation out. It's getting a bit ridiculous. And
silly,
also, I don't know if everyone's seen, I've got a poll happening as well on our page and on this actual live feed at the moment. We'll have a little talk about it at the end of the show about the 6 again. There's been a bit of talk about that with the coaches not happy with the 6 again rulings. So vote away. Let's see what's happening.
Yeah, the problem with the 6 again rulings, get rid of it. I'm voting right now. Get rid of it. There we go. Get rid of it. The problem with the 6 again ruling is it makes the game all about momentum. And when you get games about momentum, then you get big score differences. And if we want to keep the game entertaining, we want to make sure that we don't create a position where one team just gets on a roll and puts on 30 points. That's not what the game's about.
Here we are. We've got the ladder up there for you. So the top four hasn't changed. Melbourne's still flying ahead on top there. The bottom's changed a little bit. Parramatta's jumped back off the bottom. They lost, but they still managed to jump up one. For old Tigers in their usual position.
Yeah, Roosters.
Like I said,
Roosters
that
now
middle,
top four.
Yeah, the middle is just still really congested. Anything can still happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So Canterbury, fifth, 20
Jumped
points.
up to fifth. Wow.
South's 14, 16 points. There are two wins between 5th and 14th. It is a tight table, man. Like, you don't want to drop a game at this point in the season, you know? Yeah, the Titans, I think, still have a chance. I think Parramatta and West Tigers have slipped out of the zone where they can make the finals. But, you know, Titans, I think South has still got a chance. But Dragons should be proud of that top 8. They've got to back it up, though. They've got to do that again do that again this week after a really good performance against the Dolphins. They're slipping, and amazingly, they're still 6th.
Yeah.
I think they've lost 4 or 5 in a row. Roosters top 4, and the top 3 have kind of been the top 3 all year, so there's not much to get excited about there. But Bulldogs fans, good on you, boys. 5th, everyone knows, in 1974, the Bulldogs lost the grand final. In 1984, the Bulldogs won the grand final. In 94, they lost the grand final. In 2004, they won the grand final. In 2014, they lost the grand final. 2024
see a trend here.
means they win the grand final.
No,
so
it doesn't.
Bulldogs fans, start believing. Loss, win,
rubbish.
loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. Maybe. Probably not.
Stats have been made to broken. So.
Yeah. I think I need a graphic
not
to
gonna happen.
explain that so people can visualise about it. I don't think people understand how
I can see the trend
amazing that is. Like, every year with a 4 at the end of it for the last, I think, 60 years, Bulldogs have been in the grand
Where'd you
final.
pull that one out of?
Oh, mate,
You've been hanging on that one for a while, haven't you? Let's go check out our tips.
All right, let's
Stop talking
lower
about the
ourselves to understand what happened.
Yes, I've got one up.
Now, before anyone rubbishes us, if you got more than 5, then you have credit. All right? If you have more than 5, you've got credit to rubbish us. And I don't want you to tell us you got 6. We want proof. Show us your tips. Screenshot them.
Show us your tips.
Show us your tips. Yeah, I got 2, and I wasn't really very happy about it.
No, I'd imagine that. I was going for the 8 out of 7. Didn't quite make it. Got 3 out of 7.
Yep.
Couldn't
But what's
get
your
that.
score? Like, I'm 77, Breno's 72.
72,
We're both
yeah.
up in the 70s. What's your score? Put it in the chat right now. Write your tips. Have a look at your tipping app and let us know what points you've got. We'd love to hear what your scores are and whether you're beating us or whether we're beating you.
Ooh.
That week. Getting some rubbish from the fans.
Well, at least we didn't get any criticisms last week. The week before, we got
true.
roasted. Your tips are rubbish and you're shit and you're idiots. And what? They're tips. Anyway.
and then we tip 2 out of 7.
Yeah. No, that is correct.
And just validate those comments. And you got 3 out of 7. We couldn't even get 50%. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
we'll do better this week.
Hopefully.
a definite maybe.
I always struggle this time of year with Origin because a lot of players are out and in and out. And
Yeah,
I think that affects a lot of the games. But anyway, you can't dwell
It
on that.
does.
Right, let's go check out what's happening in round 18. There we go. The big one on Thursday. Thursday night game. Thank God for that. We haven't had one for a little while.
Oof. Looking forward to it.
So we got Para up against the Rabbitohs. Para's jumped back up to 16th. Rabbitohs 14th. Rabbitohs paying $1.83. So they're looking like the favourites after the rest from the bye last week. So
Yep, the last two, it's one each. Rabbitohs 42-26 in the last one. I've just sent a message asking people what their tip score is because I want to know. Put them in the chats. So yeah, and then the time before Parramatta won, and that was the first time Parramatta beaten South. I think 6 or 7 games in a row. But that 36-16 was the first time Parramatta won in a solid 5 years. So bunnies for me. What was the tips? Go jump forward. I think I got us 1-12.
Yeah, 1-12.
Yep. We both got it. Rabbitohs 1-12. Latrell Mitchell's back, which is a huge in for South Sydney, along with Cam Murray. The Origin players, Parramatta, I don't even recognise anyone except Morgan Harper. Mike Acevo's out.
Yeah, right.
Yep. It's close though. The odds $2. Is that $2 and
it's $1.83 and
$1.83,
$2
$2
Yeah.
So,
that's on sports bet.
The betting's close, but I'd be backing South by a solid 10. I think we got this Thursday night. I won't be there, unfortunately. Parramatta Stadium was built in the wrong spot, but
yeah, keen to check it out though. It looks really good. Anyway.
I've been there a few times, mate. It's a great field. They should just put them everywhere. That exact stadium.
Yes, mass
be
produce
awesome.
them.
Mass produced.
Okay, so Friday night we head over to Coffs X International at 6 p.m. So it's over at Coffs Harbour, this one. Sharks taking on the Titans. Sharks sitting in third. Titans down in 15th. All right.
Coffs Harbour, I missed that memo. I thought it was Shark Park with their 11,000 seat capacity. Now they're playing at Coffs Harbour.
They could probably fit more in Coffs Harbour.
9,000 seat capacity. Yeah. Oh, geez, I've gone the Sharks, Breno, but I'm really not confident.
Same.
You know, they've won the last couple of games. Hamlin Uele's back in. That's a good win for the Sharks. Katoa is out, which is a disappointment. I really didn't see anything that made me excited about tipping the Sharks this week. But with Jaden Campbell out, I went Sharks. I reckon there'll be a point or two in it. It'll be close.
Titans are that team for me this year. They're one of those teams that I haven't tipped them, so they'll probably bloody win. Especially with the Sharks last week. I just couldn't believe that. You didn't kick that field goal right in front. Just kick it. Give me the bloody tip right. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans have really probably played one bad game in the last 12 weeks, and they've only won 3 or 4 of them.
And yeah, the
rest
of them
they're
really
being
close.
solid.
Yeah.
Desi needs to take pride in what they've done. You know, Fafita backing out of his Roosters deal to stay at the Titans was a big turnaround in their season. Tino Fa'asua Malaawi has been out all year with the ACL. He's a huge loss for them, and they're still competing every single game. You know, Titans fans out there, I hope there's a few of you watching. Let us know in the comments. But you can be proud of your team. I reckon you might sneak an upset here, but I'm going Sharkies by 2.
2.
Check 2. 2-1-2.
All right, well, then we head over again on Friday to Suncorp at 8 p.m. Broncos versus Panthers. Broncos are back on a Friday night game. They must be loving that. They're definitely a sure thing then. Broncos 10th, Panthers in 2nd. Broncos have got $2.27 on them. Not on that graphic, but maybe it's moved a bit. I'm not sure. But Broncos lost. Actually, both lost last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they both lost last week. Broncos 4 losses in a row,
Yeah.
and the win they had 5 weeks ago was that barely scraped home against an awful Manly team. I can't see anything but a Panthers win here, Breno. The Broncos.
Mind you, I said that last week too.
Yeah, just too many missing. I mean, Reece Walsh is back,
sure.
Payne Haas is back, Carrigan's back, and Corey Oates got himself in the lineup as well. I think the Broncos will do better, but it won't be enough. It won't be enough. I'm going Panthers probably by 8. I might change it before kickoff. Yeah. Panthers 1-12 for sure. So we're the same so far, mate. 3 out of 3.
Yeah, so far. I think it's about to change. All right,
Way
let's go
to
over to Core Stadium, home of the Bunnies. I mean, the Bulldogs are playing the Warriors. It gets confusing, doesn't it? Everyone plays at the same field anyway.
Yeah.
3 o'clock on Saturday. So Bulldogs sitting in 5th, jumping up there. Nice, good on them. And Warriors down in 13th, still in with a chance of the 8. They're paying $2.63 for this one. So looks like all the money's on Bulldogs for this one. Kurt Capewell's 150th game for the Warriors as well, so good luck to him. Both coming off a win after last week.
Yeah, Warriors got the last 2 wins as well, but the Bulldogs, 4 of their last 5, they only lost to the Roosters, and then sorry, I nearly said Titans, and the Warriors. There, you can see those scores is some really solid wins, but then the loss to the Titans, sorry. That's a game I reckon they're going to regret at the end of the year, man. That's going to be 2 points that they really disappointed they missed out on. So which way did you go?
I went.
Hey, Kawakuba.
I went to the went to the Bulldogs.
What's great?
Originally,
Let us know what's great. Where'd you go? Bulldogs?
I went the Bulldogs. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise. Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
I actually had it on the Warriors, but then I changed it and went, you know what? I think Bulldogs, especially after the way they played last week, I just got a feeling, even though I don't like
Sharks.
the Bulldogs.
Sharks are a bit off, though. Sharks are a bit off.
Yeah, they were a bit, yeah.
Sneaky tip, ladies and jellyfish. You got to go to Warriors this week. You get 1 point on Breno, I reckon, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
Connor Tracy's back in, and I think he's been a standout for the Bulldogs all year. But the Sharks were a bit dusty last week. They had everything in the stats. Go have a look at. You take the score away, and you swear blind the Sharks won that game.
Yeah. They had a good comeback though. That last try that got him back in the game, I was like, here we go, it's going to be on, and yeah.
Yep.
Extra time.
But I'm going Warriors. I think they can just do it 2 weeks in a row. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're both 1-12, but we've gone different ways this week. Maybe I'll get one back on you.
We'll see. All right, then on Sunday. Is it Sunday? No, it's still on Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday.
Saturday 5:30.
At Leichhardt Oval. Oh, mate. It's been a long day, seriously. At Leichhardt at 5:30.
It's been a long
Tigers
day.
are taking on the Storm. Storm number 1. Tigers number last. It's first versus last here. And Tigers are paying $4.20, so that's actually pretty good money considering it's first versus last. Yeah, what's your take on this one?
Storm have accounted for them in the last 2 games without being too convincing. But Storm,
this is the first time they've played this year. There you go.
Yeah, 4 wins in a row, and the West Tigers brutally unlucky last week with those sin bins. It should have been maybe 26-6 or something like that rather than 40-6. I can't see anything but a Melbourne win here.
Yeah, we're both going Melbourne 13+. There you go.
Melbourne 13+. Yeah, Pappenhausen's back.
Yeah, sorry,
Wooshka.
Tigers fans, but yeah, it is struggling.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's the number 1 team at the moment. Storm are looking really, really good.
Yeah, enjoy last place because you're going to be there for a bit longer. But hopefully Rabbits win and keep the Eels equal with you. So at least you've got a friend to hang out with.
If you smash the Eels, they might drop down to last, depending on the for and against, I guess.
Maybe.
All right, let's have a look. No, we're still on Saturday. Are we on Saturday? Yes. I must have just mucked up that last one. Queensland Country Bank Stadium for the Cowboys and the Sea Eagles. Cowboys in 7th, Sea Eagles 9th. This will be a bit of a battle, I think, to see who stays in the 8. Sea Eagles paying $2.07. Cowboys off that loss. Hang on, no, they beat the Panthers last week, didn't they? Yeah.
They beat the Panthers. That's his win.
Anyway.
That's his win.
No,
Cowboys.
on my notes, I've put loss.
Oh.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
Manly's loss. So you'd think they'd win, but they've been garbage this year, despite the fact they're 9th. They've thrown away 12, 14 points. They could be leading the comp, Manly, with the draw. They've won the games that they probably shouldn't have, and then lost the games they probably should have
That was
won.
probably their turning point. That draw,
Yeah, but the Cowboys in the last 6-7 weeks, I think, like I said, I think they've won 6 of their last 7, and they've stormed up from 2nd and 3rd last, where they were down with the Bunnies, and they've shot up into 7th spot. I'm going Cowboys at home with Nanai, Tuolangi, Robson, and Cotter back, Dearden, and Val Holmes, all the Origin boys back up against Cherry Evans, and probably not a lot else. Maybe Jake Travojevic is all right. Ruben Garrick's a big in though. So yeah, I think it'll be close. I think it'll be 8 or 10 to the Cowboys for that one.
Yeah, I went Seagulls. I said it weeks ago, so I'm not tipping the Cowboys anymore. I'm sick of tipping them and losing, but ever since then, they've been winning. So I've probably just given them the win. There you go.
Nathaniel there. Hey? Manly off their head should sell Turbo ASAP. Let some other club put up with his injuries. I completely agree.
Big call.
I think a year ago I would have done that. After the injury the year before last, I would have been like, hey, Turbo, we renegotiate the contract at least. You know, we love you, but you got to be on the field, bro, you know? But there's rumours they're going to move him to centre. So maybe he'll be able to get less of those hamstring injuries. But yeah, it's sad, actually, to be honest, when you see a guy that gifted and that talented that just keeps breaking his body. Adam McDougall was the same, except he kind of took drugs. You know, but he was another one of those players who was just an amazing player.
Yeah.
You know, amazing player, but his body just kept failing him, you know, and he didn't have anywhere near as a successful career, and it was successful, anywhere near as it should have been for the talent that kid had, man. It was so good. I love watching him play. He's one of my favourite wingers.
It's like, the goal line's that way. Why are you going that way? He used to run 10, 15 metres left or right before he took a metre forward. It used to be a little bit frustrating.
It's called the Oztag move. Just run around everyone because you're faster. Yeah.
All right, let's check out the next game. Here we go.
2
This
o'clock
one is
Sunday.
Sunday, 2 o'clock on Sunday at Allianz. We have the Roosters up against the Dragons. Roosters in 4th, Dragons in 8th. Dragons paying $4.30, so it looks like Roosters a bit of the favourite here after that nice little win against the Tigers. And Dragons a nice little win against the Dolphins. Should be a good one, I reckon.
Yep, this is a tasty one, mate. Give me my knife and fork. I'm ready to go. This will be a great game, actually. Dragons in real good form. Roosters in good form. Now, they have, as I said earlier, been dispatching of the weaker teams quite convincingly. Losing to the Cowboys, who are obviously on the rise in the last 5 weeks. It's the only game the Roosters have lost. This is the game. Quote me, Breno. This is the game that the Dragons have to win to prove their premiership credentials. I've gone Roosters 13 plus. No, you've got.
No, I've gone 13 plus.
I've gone 1 to 12.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, but this is the game, Breno.
Yeah.
The Dragons have to win to prove it, and this is the game the Roosters have to win to prove that they can beat decent teams as well as the average ones.
I think Dragons are average, but you know, where they're sitting sort of shows they're not really that bad at the moment.
I'm calling Manly average, and they're 1 spot below them. So I don't think anyone's really stood out. Even Melbourne at the top, they've not really killed it. Panthers have been scratchy. Sharks have been dodgy as. Roosters, as I said, have pretty much lost to every good team. I don't think anyone's established themselves as premiership credentials yet.
Like we keep saying, when
anyone can win this comp.
Look at the ladder. Yeah, you just look at the ladder and see that there's only a few points in that. So any one of the teams between 1st and maybe 15th go on a run, and there's a few at the moment. The Bunnies are on a run. The Cowboys are on a run. You know, if they can keep those runs going, anyone can win this comp. 1 to 15. Anyone can win this comp.
Anyone.
Nathaniel's chucked in their Tigers.
Nathaniel said Tigers can still win the comp. I believe, buddy. I believe.
No, they can't because they got 50 put on them.
Yeah.
So they're gone. Sorry.
Allegedly. Records are made to be broken.
That's exactly right.
Last game.
Here we go. Knights taking on the Milk on Sunday at GIO Stadium, 4 o'clock. Raiders 12th, Knights 11th, so they're sitting in a similar position there. Got the same amount of money on them, $1.90. I was a bit $1.94 on the Raiders on that one. Anyway, a little bit different than what I've got in my notes, but anyway.
One apiece in the last 2 matches. Raiders won the last one, Knights the one before. Just 3 wins out of the last 10 games for these 2 teams. You can see a lot of L's on that graph. But I'm going Knights. I just don't see anything from the Tigers. Freaking out. I don't see anything from the Raiders to give me any sort of confidence. Even with Emre Gula, Braithen Asta's son, even with him there, because he's dead. Do you think Emre Gula looks exactly like Braithen Astor? That's crazy. Like, he must be his son, or his younger brother or something. But yeah, I don't see anything from the Raiders. There's nothing there. As soon as they signed Ricky to the new extended deal, mate, everyone's on a holiday
now. A couple of milestones here too. Tom Starling, 100 games for the Raiders, ex-Knight as well. And Frizzell, 250 NRL games. Good on you, Frizz. And Ponga's back.
He's a great player.
Did you see that? Ponga's back.
Kalen Ponga's back.
A lot of pressure on him to perform this weekend.
Yeah, another reason I'm going the Knights. I think it'll be 1-12. You've gone that way as well. Yeah. I don't think it'll be a convincing win. Canberra will fight back,
Knights,
but I think probably 8 points to the Knights.
Knights have been frustrating me because they're not looking like they're going to run away with any game. They look like they're just winning.
Yeah.
Even their losses, they're only 2, 4, 6 points in it. They just can't get over that bloody line. It's really annoying.
Yep, understand.
But yeah, I've tipped the Knights. Stuck with me team.
Yeah.
Tough one in Canberra. Nice and cold down there, I reckon.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, let's have a look at our tips. Even though we're just going through them all, there it is on a little image there.
Yep.
Not much too different except for what do we have? You went Cowboys.
Just one. Cowboys, Manly.
There was another one, I think. Oh, and I went Bulldogs. You went Warriors. So a couple of games that might make a difference in our scores. Yeah.
Those similarly shaped logos tricked me. Yeah. So 2 different this week. Let's see if I can kick away, or if Breno's going to catch some of them.
Everyone's favourite episode.
PJ's Tip of the Week.
Oh yeah, love those glasses. So last week, terrible. I do apologise. Storm did win 1-12, but I tipped 13 plus. The other 2 losers lost, which really cost me. I did get the Roosters 13 plus though, so 1 out of 4, just not good enough. So I have a new strategy this week. I'm going to tip winners. All right. So, are you ready, Breno?
Yeah, let's go.
My multi is Panthers 1-12, Storm 13 plus. Panthers just every time I tip them 13 plus, they win 1-12 or lose, and I'm like, bugger you. Storm 13 plus, they'll win 13 plus this week. Cowboys 1-12, that's your special, that one. And the Roosters, I'm only going 1-12 over the Dragons. I think Dragons have been too good to put a 13 plus down, and I just don't think the Roosters have been good enough against half decent teams to smash them. So that's my multi this week. Panthers 1-12, Storm 13 plus, Cowboys 1-12, Roosters 1-12. Gamble responsibly, so don't listen to what I'm saying. Haven't got one right all year.
Gamble responsibly.
PJ's Tip of the Week.
All right, let's have a look at our poll, if I can find it. So yeah, I put a poll on our group page and on here as we were discussing before. Thought we might have a little quick chat about the 6 again ruling. So there's been a bit of talk about the coaches are not happy all of a sudden with this 6 again rule called by the referee in the game. Love to hear your thoughts, everyone. So let us know. Check out the poll here and in our group page. PJ, what do you think about the 6 again call? Even though we had a little chat about it before, we can get a bit more in depth.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't like it. You know, how many times you see a game at 12 all and they 10 out from the line, they go 6 again. I want the bloody 2. I want to lead the game by 2 points. I don't want 6 again. I want to win the game. And that's the biggest problem. The whole point it was brought in was to stop the stoppages in the game and to keep it flowing. But what we end up with now is when teams are defending on their line, especially in the first or second tackle, they will just run offside because they just want to stop the play, and they don't even care if they give 6 again away. If they see themselves short, they'll run offside. The team will then go the other way, and they've got an advantage from cheating, from breaking the rules. So I don't think at all that the 6 again thing is working.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think it should stay, but there's got to be some point where you can, instead of just keep calling restarts like 4 or 5 in a row, start calling penalties again. Maybe allow 3, and then the next infringement is in that lead up to play should be a penalty, or even if they just keep it just for inside the 10. If it's holding down the tackle, just give them a straight up penalty, or if the markers aren't square, they pick and choose when they call that as well.
Yeah,
maybe just keep them on bloody side. There's an idea.
Yeah, no one's ever on side. Let's be honest. Every single play the ball, someone is offside.
That boundary, yeah.
Then that frustrates fans as well, because the referees pick and choose when they do or they don't call it, you know. But even, what about this one as an idea, Breno? If we want to keep the game flowing, then call 6 again. But me as the captain, if I put 2 hands in the air, that means I want the penalty.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, okay.
And then the referee can go 6 more, and then I go like that, and he goes penalty.
Yeah,
and then I get the penalty from the spot of the infringement. Yeah, you got a few seconds to put your hands in the air and just go, we'll take the 2, thanks, mate. And then we can take the 2. Because there's too many times in the game, especially close games, I'm thinking, I want the penalty. He's blatantly offside. He's deliberately offside, and you've just called 6 more on tackle 1. So I get 1 more tackle.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just prevented me to score. So
that's the
me,
thing.
I go like that, hands up. He goes penalty. I kick the 2. I go home 14-12 winners.
That's the other silly thing with it too. Like, a lot of the times, and the teams do it on purpose. You can tell.
They do it every time.
The first tackle, let's just hold them down so all our players get back on side. Who cares if they get 6 again? It's only 1 tackle, so that's just stupid. That's where you see it's blatantly they're doing it on purpose. That should be a straight up penalty. Anyway,
completely agree. Get rid of it. I think I convinced you to get rid of it. You sound like you're on my team then, even though you said keep it.
I say keep it, but there needs to be something done with it, like.
Yeah.
Not just the referee just go, I think that it was in front of me, so I'll call 6 again. I think he held down a little bit too long, 6 again. No, just if it was for 10 metres, maybe, keep that for just 10 metres. For the rest of it, should be all penalties. Start making them play football properly instead of bending the rules.
Yep, exactly.
And anyway, I haven't seen anyone's thoughts on that, but yeah, get back onto our page and let us know what you think if you like.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, don't forget to join in on the chat every week. Tomorrow we'll kick off our chat, so check out the group page. So we'll talk about all the results and the gameplay and halftime scores, you name it, it's in there. So keep in touch with what's happening in round 18.
Yep, we'll keep you all up to speed in that live chat. So make sure you join that at the start of the weekend. And then if you want to know the halftime score from the previous game, you can scroll back and have a look at it. If you join late, NRL.com. That's where it all is.
I think that's all we've got time for. Do you have anything else, PJ?
That's all, man.
All good.
Stay warm, everyone. It's bloody cold here in Australia.
Enjoy the
footy. Go the Knights. Who you got this week? I forget.
We have got...
We've got the Eels tomorrow, and I think the Bunnies are going to get a solid win in that one.
Raiders, yeah.
Solid win, and you got the Raiders. So we'll beat the blue team, and the blue team can beat the green team. How about that?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right.
Everyone enjoy the footy. See you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Joining the chat. Join Breno and PJ next week for some more NRL live chat. Good